Yay, twin brother.
Yay, you are. You are you are my really, it's such a pleasure to be with you.
Oh, what a gift to be with you. Oh my gosh. How exciting.
Yeah,
Yay.
the beauty I just can't get enough of your videos because you do such a beautiful job of deconstructing nothing.
Oh, sweet. Describing nothing. That's so great. Yay. You do too. Oh my gosh. You and Leela are favorites. It's like a warm hug. It's welcoming. It's unconditional love. It's just, um, yeah, it's safe. It's home. Every word is just open and loving. I just want to crawl in your lap and take a nap.
Yeah, right. When you felt safe, like in mommy's lap when you were a little
Yeah.
kid, you just
Yeah.
pictured there wasn't a safer place to be.
I know. That's so sweet. Yeah, it's like Christ consciousness. It's just unconditional love. It's free to speak in any way. It's free to express in every way.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
I just can't stop smiling.
Yay.
It's so great. It's just like,
I know, me too.
no, because like you use the word geeking out, and
Uh-huh.
I just geek out
Yeah.
at your videos. I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly how it is here
Oh,
too.
oh, I love that. That's amazing. Yeah, we're one speaking to itself. It's so beautiful. And
You
it's
really,
like a ra frequency, a radio station. It just
yeah.
tunes in.
And so you know that video I sent you, Eras 2, that video,
Hmm.
that woman. So she had a big backup, like, a choir. And the beauty of like coming together, it like amplifies, like it's not just your voice and my voice. It's like together, we're like the song is even,
I
this
know.
is all
It's like
story.
the harmonics. It's just like that frequency that like implodes.
Yeah, yeah,
It's an
yeah,
implosion.
yeah, yeah.
That
And
is so
just to
cool.
upset the non-duality police, he said, when two or more are gathered, you know.
Yeah.
So when I'm with you or Lilo or doing my Zoom meeting, I don't take that lightly. It's such an honor.
Oh, I know. It's beautiful. The resonance is just stunning. It's so alive. It's so in love and seamless and one. Yeah, I could just talk about this all day. And I do. I do. I was cracking up laughing because my son came in right before the we started. My son came in the house with this giant grin, and I knew that he had solved a problem. And he was like, "Oh my God, Mom, I just I just solved a really complicated proof
Yeah.
on this theorem because he's equally obsessed with math as we are, and math says the same thing.
Yeah,
Everything does.
everything does.
Quantum mechanics, yeah, everything. So it's just so cute. I was laughing because I was like, yeah, you're gonna be high for days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's how this is too. Like we both pace around and contemplate like all day. That's what we do. We
Yeah.
just like, and
Yeah.
then writing and yeah, it's hilarious.
It just comes out. It just comes out. It's the weirdest thing. Like you'll be sitting here like I have no intention to make a post, even though I make them every day, seemingly, you know?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
on it. Like I'm just sitting here and something but like I'll just say bubbles up.
Yeah. It totally. I think it's hilarious when there's the thought, oh, I'm going to take the day off, and then you make videos all day, and then you do like a writing for hours. It's hilarious.
Well, it's funny. It was actually in Kosi who pointed this out to me when we were doing a chat like this, and except we weren't recording. And he wasn't feeling well at the beginning. He was sick. like had the flu or something.
Mm-hmm.
And by the like 45
Mm-hmm.
minutes later, he's like, "Oh, I feel great." Just talking, like he
Oh
was
yeah,
saying,
like raising
this
in
is
frequency.
healing.
Yeah,
He said it's just
it
healing,
is.
talking
It
about,
is. Yeah, it's amazing. It is healing. Yeah, it's so oh, I mean, it's all God. It's all, I mean, everything is, every word is, and every conversation is, but this is just, it seems to be such a high frequency. It's amazing.
yeah, and just to tell a story, so you could say thoughts are the opposite. They're like a heavy frequency, you know?
Yeah, the resisted thoughts. Yeah, yeah, which is that game of hide and seek.
Yeah, from itself,
I know, it's so sweet. So cute.
right? Yeah, it's hilarious when you realize like the the one yelling and the one being yelled at are the same.
I know. Yeah, the one you're looking for is the looker.
Isn't that crazy?
That's so, it's so beautiful.
Well, I'll
Such a,
say like here, Jenny, the sort of the falling away of the separation between the seeing and the seen.
hmm yeah, it's one.
Right, but there could be like an assumption seemingly for decades in a story that no, there's
hmm
division. There's me in a world that can feel so real. And
Yeah, that's the resistance.
yeah,
Yeah, without resistance, it would not appear real. It would not appear to exist or that the dream's real. And through that clever
yeah,
little tool,
I love
it
that.
can, and it's so cool too, because what is awakening without that, or what is, experiencing what it's like to be or live a personal life without that? It's so beautiful, all of it.
Yeah, I love how you call it like an alarm system, that wakes
Yeah,
yourself up because you would never like if it's so genius.
yeah, like pulling back the slingshot. It's just like, and it can get so like the contraction is screaming. It's
Yeah.
like, this isn't real. This isn't happening. This is not separate. And then it's like, pooh, pound, pow, it fucking hits the target. And yeah, it's amazing. All of it is so cool.
Yeah. Here the suffering was no joke. It was it
Yeah.
it was all pervasive, it was all that, it gets so painful it humbles you.
hmm
You just can't put up a fight. It's like, trying to take on the ocean. Good luck. So like
Oh, I know.
you try I used to talk about this more, but it's like you try all your tricks. You try
Yeah.
to read like the ace, even the ones like anything, and then finally you're out of tries. You're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I don't have a clue. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the exhaustion is the surrender. And it just involuntarily happens. You can't try to surrender because that's resistance, but it gets exhausted and it's like there's no getting this, or I give up. And then it's seen that it's everything. It's already this, it's already whatever's, it's already even the idea of me, it's already the seeking, it's already the longing, it's already
O-
the everything.
Okay, I have a story. So,
Yeah.
like an analogy for what you just said, right? So, do you remember like when you were a kid being pulled out in the ocean, like you're out there floating by yourself, and suddenly you get like pulled under by a riptide, and you don't
Yeah.
know if you're going to get back out. Like you get pulled to
Mm-hmm.
the bottom, and there's a moment, that moment when you're like, fuck, I may die. Like, I don't know if I
Yeah.
can get to the surface.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that's the
That's
not
amazing.
knowing. Like that
Mm-hmm.
little not in that moment, I'll bet I didn't know what
Mm-hmm.
happened.
Totally. The unknown, surrendering into the unknown, which you are. Yeah. Yeah, I wrote about that recently. Let's see if I have it over here. Oh, yeah. What you resist persists. resistance is avoidance of the absence of thought, which makes you, as the noumenal that isn't separate, appear to be phenomenal. Resistance of thought makes the thought continue to come up until it's involuntarily integrated, allowed to be as it is, as the whole, and neutralized. This resistance, which is seeking other than this, keeps the mind busy with opposition. So it innocently and unintentionally avoids the recognition that it is God.
Mm.
This is a clever game of appearing separate, appearing real when you aren't, and what it's like to live a personal life when you are no thing, the totality of everything. Resistance is the illusory dream of separation. So without that, it's just, it just collapses, and it's seen that it's everything. And it's so cool too, because with contraction and expansion, it's the same, and none of this would be appearing without it. But it needs to be, or it doesn't need to be, but it's when it's in perfect balance, it's low entropy, or but when it's out of balance, it's you know there's entropy. So it's just part of this relative experience.
All right,
It's a dance.
for our less educated viewers, why don't you maybe could say a few words about what you mean by entropy?
Well, like de-evolving, or random bits that aren't ordered, or so this is just part of, like, it's beautiful because it's seen everywhere. It's in the breath, like the lungs contracting and expanding, and
Mm.
it's seamless too. It's like it's one breath, it's seamless.
Mm.
And the ocean, the ebb and flow of the relative experience on the
Oh,
waves.
okay.
And but it's, yeah, and then all of this God's mind, all of this is just God's mind, and it's one totality functioning as a whole. So it's like one body. And so all of the appearances of bodies are like the parts inside the analogy of the human body, which are just involuntarily functioning, compensating, balancing. And when it's out of balance, there's disorder. So this is just, it's one totality functioning, and it's balancing and compensating. So, for example, if there's like pain for a while, there'll be no pain for a while. If there's someone born with a deformity, there's someone born without one. It's just all balancing. And it's like, I mean, no one's planning it or doing it, but it's almost like, what is it like to be this? What is it like to experience that? And it's like
Yeah,
randomly selecting,
yeah,
and it's all compensating and balancing. It's all perfect. The whole thing is absolutely
yeah,
perfect and
yeah.
whole.
Yeah, I actually was thinking about that right before we came on to Zoom about the perfection is already.
Yeah,
So it's not
totally.
dependent.
Everything.
Like kind of the carnival ride is that it is dependent on the images. Like it
Mm-hmm.
matters. That's the illusion.
Yeah.
But it's actually
Yeah. The meaning, the
perfection is already,
resistance.
yeah, the perfection isn't going anywhere.
Yeah. It's all one God, and it's everything. It's infinite potential. So
Yeah,
one appearance of a thing is everything that could possibly be or not be. And it's singular without other. It's all alone. It's whole and complete, and it's immaculate. Even pain, I mean, pain is singular. It's everything. And it's, so there never was not pain. It's just full on pain. But then when there's the abstraction of the imagination, where there's a memory of, I know what it's like to not be in pain. And
Mm,
I'd rather have that. And
mm.
so there's a resistance to what is, which is the same as the seeking.
Oh,
So that's why it causes suffering. It's because it's not integrating it as the whole, or saying,
yeah.
it's saying you're not allowed, you're not the whole. Yeah, that's why it hurts. But
Mm.
when it's seen as one, there's a subtle joy or bliss with even the pain, and it's not happening to you. It's just a sensation in the one mind,
Hmm.
and and the pure awareness is not affected. It's not
Yeah.
touched by anything. It's completely immaculate, illuminating the whole magic show.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's God, the suffering so bad because there's that drive, that quest, like for freedom, and it
Mm-hmm.
turns out that it's all freedom. That's why you can't find it.
Yeah. Because you're already looking for what you already are. Yeah. It's amazing.
And it's not a belief. So that's like the best
Mm-mm.
of me, right? People will argue or leave comments, well, who knows that and blah, blah, blah. And
Oh, I know.
yeah, it's just so funny. It's like this is all about resonance here. Like
Yeah.
this either blows your skirt up or it doesn't.
Yeah. And there's no wrong or right way to talk about it because it's every way of talking about it. And everything is its own proof. So what is proving something when everything's its own proof? That's amazing. It's all truth.
Yeah, yeah, as if it needs proof.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what the me does. It's sort of this imaginary, like, well, let me decide if that's true or not with everything, you know,
Hmm.
a full-time job. Like here it was exhausting. Like I just couldn't do it anymore. It's like the whole thing sort of falls apart right in your hands. It's like you think you're holding something and it's really important. And then suddenly, like it just all begins to crumble.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah. Couldn't do that anymore. Everything went to shit. My whole career, everything, the marriage, everything crumbled. It was an upheaval. It's like an implosion,
Yeah.
and it destroys everything. It destroyed every belief, and it's so obvious that it's infinite meaning. So it can be anything. Make believe. It's all make believe. Which
Yeah.
is so fun. It's like a playground.
Yeah. Yeah. It has to include Collie.
Yeah,
She's got a
totally.
she's got a she's got a she's got a cracker
She's
whip, you know.
Oh, she's gonna whoop your ass. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because like softer measures don't, for some maybe, but sometimes, it takes something to get your attention.
Mm-hmm. Like the nightmare at night, the contraction waking you up, and you're just like, oh my God, that was just a dream. And then the other cool part is when you examine the dream, which is one of the biggest clues, is who was in the dream. It was all you. It was all you. It was all one mind.
Yeah.
And then it was like, what was you know, then it's just like, it was just the awareness. That's all that was there. Which is the illusion of what it's like to be.
Yeah.
It's all the I am.
Yeah, it's everything. And that's what the me can't do. The me, there's no loving everything for a quote unquote me. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
it's the me is made of preferences,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It's always
Yeah, it's resisting everything.
Yeah, it's always going to
or
have a
not, no.
preference. There's just no avoiding. If I have this, well, it could have been better, or I could have had that.
Yeah, that's the abstraction of the imagination. And that causes anxiety and FOMO and
FOMO, fear of
yeah,
missing
because
out.
I know. And then it's like back to the childlike wonder of there's no object permanence. There's nothing behind the walls. There's no world out there. There's
Oh,
nothing to miss out on.
oh, listen, I'm so glad that I meant to tell you, I'm so glad you said that because I often, when I drive to teach chess, I teach at like different schools around Los Angeles, and often when
Oh, cool.
I'm on the freeway, I'm just laughing because I'm going, the road is just fucking appearing. Don't,
Yes.
disappearing. And
Yeah.
here, gone, here, gone.
Yeah. It's so fucking cool. It's magic. Yeah. And it's appearing with the observer. So it's simultaneous, appearing as it's being observed because it is the observer.
Well, right. And now let's put the baby to bed, right? Because that's all that's going on. There's just the
Yeah.
driving. When I'm driving, there's nothing else. There's no world, there's no God, there's just
Hmm.
what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And when there's no thoughts, what is there? It's just nothing. Total peace. No stories, no problems. It's just hilarious how simple, you know,
Yeah.
how simple and obvious.
Yeah. Yeah. It's only gorgeous when I'm not here.
Yeah. When there's no illusion of subject object, which is the resistance, because that's the only way that can be sensed, when it's, because there is no object, there's no materialism.
Right.
So yeah, my friend, Jack Harrison sent me Donald Hoffman, who's another, um, scientist that I'm geeking out on right now. But he says the similar stuff that my favorite quantum physicist said when I was obsessed with that in 2018. He's a cognitive scientist, studies consciousness. So he's like taken it way beyond, most of these people that are researching it. Um, but he says the same thing as the other ones were saying, that consciousness is like wearing a VR headset.
Hmm.
And it's like,
Yeah. Here it is.
yeah, and through the sensations, it feels real, but it's all mental. Like consciousness is fundamental. That's all there is. Um,
Yeah. Can I
yeah.
just jump in? My
Hmm.
friend had uh, two apartments down. There was a girl that used to live there, and she got like these brand new when they first came in. I forget what they're called, octopus or something.
Oculus, yeah.
Yeah, right. So she goes
Yeah.
over there, right? Now, if you've never done it, you don't know how real it is. But I'm on top of a 20-story building, and they put you on the roof. And if I take one step, I could see the traffic, the cars. You could practically feel the wind.
Oh my God. Did
So
you have
real.
butterflies in your stomach?
I
Like,
couldn't, even though I knew intellectually I was in an apartment, I was safe. I was on the,
hmm.
carpet. You couldn't pay me to take a step.
Yeah, for sure. I know what you mean. Yeah. Same with me. I did it like on a roller coaster and it was going up like I was about to barf. Like
Yeah,
the stomach was
yeah, not fun. No, thank
Isn't
you.
that cool?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
and they had a funny one. So she put another one in for me, um, of a dinosaur coming at you, like, and he's just slobbering. So as this dinosaur, this Tyrannosaurus Rex, is running toward you, like in
Hmm.
a jungle, and this thing comes at you, and you duck because there's like slobber coming, and then he runs right over you, so you can like look up and
Oh my
watch
God.
him as he goes over your head. I mean,
Ah, that's amazing.
and oh, hold on. Let me see if I can fix this. There we go. So yeah, my long-winded point is that it's completely just as real as this. And it didn't even happen.
Hmm.
Nothing was happening.
Yeah, exactly. All of it's a metaphor of this. All of it's a clue. like the deep sleep at night where pure awareness is not aware of itself because it doesn't have anything else to compare itself to. But then when consciousness comes online, the VR headset has something, to be aware of.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then it is illuminating the what's appearing. Yeah. It's amazing.
I know.
It is.
It's like a
Yeah.
flip book. You know how when you were a kid, they had these Mickey Mouse flip
Yeah.
books or Donald Duck, and you would flip the pages, and it looked like they were moving. The characters were running.
Yes. Yes. It's so cool. Yeah, because it's like the single frame. The movie too is such a cool metaphor, like the single frame, which is also quantum physics. It's everything that could possibly be the snapshot right here of everything.
Yeah,
Nothing else happened before this, nothing after, but then it just, the abstraction can piece together the frames and make a story, make sense out of it. Otherwise, this wouldn't make sense. It would just be like we jumped in and we're like total aliens and we're like, what
right.
the fuck is
And
this?
you would never get out. You know, well, you would because you would the mind would be believed. You'd have no other option. There'd be no the mind, so it couldn't happen. That's why this isn't happening. There's
Yeah.
there's no time
Yeah. No time.
ever.
No time for any event. Yeah.
The cutest one, I was doing a one-on-one with somebody, and I said, well, there's no past.
Mm-hmm.
He had the best answer. He goes, none. I go, none.
What a relief. Oh my gosh.
But it was like, I loved his response because it was so
That is,
like because he couldn't believe what he was hearing. And
yeah, none.
boy, you can't believe this.
Oh, I know. Yeah, um yeah, it is beyond belief. It's that from which belief is appearing. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's like the striving. It's like having your motor in high gear all the time because I got death is coming. I got to get cracking. I got
Hmm.
I love these bucket lists, you know.
Oh, cute. Yeah. That's the illusion of materialism because you think that it's over when you die, but it's never over.
No, you can't die.
You can't die, you're invincible.
Well, so yeah, I was thinking about this, like reading your posts and stuff, and I was like, come like it felt so familiar what you're writing and sharing, and I'm like, well, can we say that what's born, right? Everyone says, well, when were you born? No, you weren't born. If can we say the mind? It's a mind that's born in a way, and it's the mind that will die, so to say, when the body falls away. So there never was a person. It's just this dream, you can say.
Well, the consciousness is the one mind. It's the Buddha mind, it's God,
Yeah,
the one mind. So that would never that would never die. It's all infinite potential, infinite um empty potential appearing as whatever's appearing.
right. But I'm saying the assumption is I was born.
Yeah, that was like the object permanence coming in at a young age and the resisting, which was making it appear real and it appeared to piece together the single frames in the movie. So it wasn't seeing it like a child anymore. It was with the
Mm.
immediacy or the intimacy. It was seeing it as this is my story and this is happening to me. And then there's a grasping or clinging, which is just an idea, just a concept, because it's all just happening in the one mind. Um, to no one, it's not really, happening to anyone. And then that's that heavy ass backpack of my past that you're carrying along of my story. And it's so funny because each thought that was resisted just stays in that backpack. Like the thought, I was abused when I was little, that stays in the
Mm.
backpack and it weighs you down. It's heavy. It's like I'm traumatized.
Yeah.
I'm this kind of person. I'm limited to this. But then awakening is like the backpack drops off, or you take off the VR headset, or you realize that it's just a beautiful um, dream, so that you, as the noumenal, um, can experience this phenomenal life of aliveness, beingness, one which is oneness. Um, but yeah, it's amazing how that story can seem so sticky, you know?
Well, you and I both have used the example of when we're, because we can remember as children, I played Office with my
Yeah.
friend. Like we stole a bunch of like like cards from my dad's office and pens. He was an optician, an eye doctor.
Hmm.
So
Oh well.
he would so we would and I would go, oh, to my friend, we were like seven. Oh, Mr. Jones will be here in 10 minutes for his 2:30 appointment.
Oh, cute. I love that.
And he would be
Yes.
like cooking us toast in the kitchen, like so we'd have food for lunch. It was like a whole thing, but it was so free because it was just joy.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
playful.
suddenly, I'll tell you what suddenly, I'll tell what kind of kills it is all of a sudden something seems to matter.
Yeah.
Like when you're a kid, it doesn't matter. It's just play. But all of a
It's
sudden,
meaningless until
matter
it's.
shows up. I matter,
Mhm.
and boom.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's not as playful anymore. It's serious. Yeah, that resistance is where the meaning comes through, which glues the film strip together, like makes
Hmm.
it solid. Like, this is real. This is happening to me. This has meaning. It has limited meaning instead of infinite meaning.
Hmm. Beautiful.
Yeah, which is just so playful too, because it's all God
Yeah.
playing.
In a way, this could sort of be viewed. It's sort of like the dream directions to get to CVS pharmacy will get you to CVS pharmacy in the dream,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah.
you give up that whole battle about, see, because I remember I was right as a seeker, you're looking for the ultimate truth.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give me the right as so already there's me that's separate searching
Mm-hmm.
for something called ultimate truth, and it
Yeah.
can never work.
Resi yeah, resisting what already is, which is, when it's not resisted, it's just presence. It's just oneness. It's seamless. It's eternal, and it's silent and just empty potential. But that resistance is like that constant avoidance of absence, which is just,
Mm.
what else is there? What else? It can't be this. It's got to be something else, which is just so clever
But it
to
makes
make.
sense, doesn't it? Because I'm taking
Hmm.
myself to be an object, so naturally I'm looking for an object.
Totally. Yeah, because me is objective. Yeah, and I is subjective.
But there's
So
so much.
ever.
Oh,
Hmm?
sorry. Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
I was just going to say there's so much love and compassion when this is seen, when you see how innocent that seeking is. It
Yeah.
it goes from being horrible to, it's like so
Hmm.
sweet because it wants itself so badly.
I know. That's why I romanticize about it like a love story. It's just so beautiful and like romantic. It's a romantic comedy.
Ah. Yeah, you should see some of the faces when you go, this is it making love to itself.
Yay! Yes. Yes. It is. I remember that when it first appeared to be obvious, it felt very erotic and like almost sexual or sensual. Like, it felt like everything. I mean, it's every sensation, it's everything, it's permeating everything as itself. And which is amazing. And it would all be the subject. There is no object. It would all just be the I.
Yeah. And I just feel like it's sort of again another dirty word here, but it's kind of helpful to not compare your quote unquote experience to Jenny's because
Oh, yes. Yeah.
it's so easy to go, oh, well, I don't,
Oh my
this, do-
God. I did the same thing. Yeah.
this
Fuck
doesn't
that.
hit me as everything
Oh,
making love to
shit.
itself. So I guess I have to wait till that happens.
That's why it's like it's one mind appearing as unique character
Yeah.
that has a unique experience,
Hmm.
which each one is appears unique. And so most of the people I talk to did not have the weird ass experience I did. You know, mine's very weird, but most of it seemed gradual. A lot of people didn't even notice because there is no difference. There is no me already to get rid of, or it's already this. Um, yeah, yeah. I like to remind that as well because because comparing or searching for that is just postponing that it's already this, and
Yeah.
then it's and you know, in an a future that doesn't exist. So
Yeah.
that can be unending, and it doesn't feel a certain way. It feels whatever is happening now.
Yeah.
That's
Beautiful.
how, yeah,
Good. I just wanted to put that out there because, it's so easy and natural to compare. That's
yeah,
very natural, but it's actually can be like I know, this can show up as a curmudgeon, a grump, like don't think if, your natural disposition is grumpy, like you just see everything. That's perfectly this.
totally. Yeah, that's infinite potential appearing is grumpy, which is perfect. That's total perfection. That's everything without another, without other. Yeah. It's funny how sometimes you don't know what you're talking about. And it's like everything's channeled, because it's all infinite potential arising as appearing as talking spontaneously. But it's funny how sometimes I'll write and I have no clue what it means. And then I'll have to read it twice. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
no clue what just came out. It's so bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah. Same.
It's,
When I go back and watch my Zooms, half the stuff I hear come out of here. Like I have to rewind it and write. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
yeah,
that's
that's so cool.
so beautiful.
It is. It's like, damn, that was deep, you know? It's so beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I do with like you or Leela or Nkosi. If something here just lights up, like today, I posted a quote of yours and mine about the me,
Hmm.
sense of separation. And shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, and it's the same and it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that you've been doing that. It makes me so happy. Yeah.
Well, it's a party because for so long this was felt alone. Like I was like, Jesus Christ, is there anybody out there? Like
Me
one?
too. Me
Anybody
too.
fucking feel what I'm feeling? No? Okay.
Oh my
I'll,
God.
I'll just I'll just be quiet.
Yeah, you were like an alien. Yeah.
Swear to God.
Same
Swear
here.
to
Yeah.
God.
I was like, where are all the misfit toys? Where are they?
Yeah, with the eye missing, one tall.
Yeah. The Cyclops.
The rejects.
Yeah, because every time I would talk about it to someone, it would be triggering. Um, like even my boyfriend, I couldn't talk to him about it, like made him so mad because I'm like saying I'm like destroying everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's building and I'm destroying. So
Oh, how beautiful.
then I know, and that is beautiful because it's a dance. It's the dance of
Yeah.
opposite, which is one balancing. But yeah, I was like, where are these? Who can I talk about this to? And then all of a sudden appeared Trey down the street from me, Trey
Yeah.
Carland, who does yeah. And then we got to hang out every week, and then everyone popped up, and then now it's like all day talking about it. It's
Oh,
so great.
good. Such a joy. Like
Yay. Really?
like the thing is, nothing comes close. Like there's a natural joy when,
Mm-hmm.
so that it doesn't surprise me that
Mm-hmm.
we would be talking about this because it's like, ha, it's like the greatest song never heard.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. It is. Wow. The Song of Silence.
Yeah, and look at you. What I love, like, you look like back when you were younger that you were like some badass chick with an attitude,
Oh, yeah.
like a rebel. You definitely look like,
Oh, yeah. I was a fucking rebel. Yeah, not non-duality jail is nothing compared to the two times I went to the other jail. Yeah, so that's definitely a rebel, definitely pushing the limits, going over and beyond the boundaries.
yeah, yeah. So did you have something in you that like nobody's gonna tell me what to do?
Yeah, it was like anarchy from day one. It was like, and even I want to find this baby picture of me. I'm on this ride at the carnival, and I have this look on my face, like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, basically, like, why was I born? Like, what the fuck is this already? Like, from an early age, I was like, what the hell is this? Why am I here? I got to figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was lots of questioning, and you know, there can't be rules, there can't be limits to this. And then so I was always in the principal's office, um and then ended up in relationships with the principal because it's like what you resist persist, and like, was always getting spanked or disciplined or like
I love that.
yeah. But yeah, this is rebellious, this is anarchy, and there aren't any rules. I mean, there appears to be cyclical, rules to the body and stuff like that, but this is just limitless. This is expansive, and so cool.
Yeah, and here it doesn't matter who says it, whether it is a stranger or Nkosi or you or anyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all about resonance here. So I'll post anything,
Totally.
it just doesn't matter to me. It's just, it's like hearing your favorite song everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's beautiful, and it's like a different flavors of the same ice cream. It's all ice cream.
Yeah.
Like, um, and Cozy is my one of my favorites. He makes me melt. Oh my God. His
Yeah,
words are just shimmering. Like, I
yep.
mean,
Yeah, he was the guy.
mm-hmm,
I've shared. He was the first one that about almost 4 years now that came around with, well, me or no me doesn't matter because it's all this. And
oh my
it
God, it's
was like,
amazing.
boom. Seriously, it was, and then
Yeah.
he was started saying already. And it was funny how already was hurt because already was taken, like I didn't know, but I go, well, that would explain why I can't find it, what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It's already, like
Mm-hmm.
that means, so like here they're just saying, well, what does already mean? Like what, let me go into that. Like already
Mm-hmm.
means it's already. So it doesn't sound like
Mm-hmm.
there's anything to do if it's already.
Yeah,
What would you do to
exactly.
make it already? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just heard. It can be repeated, and then all of a sudden it just clicks. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh my God,
Yeah, right.
how simple. It's like too simple, too easy, easily overlooked because it's too in your face because it is.
Right. No.
Yeah, it's just amazing. It's beautiful. The game of hide and seek is beautiful. It's all playful. It's all, and it doesn't need, I mean, awakening is inevitable at the disappearance of the body or while the body's still appearing in the VR headset.
Yeah, and it's very natural. Like yesterday, this lady almost hit me in her car, so I honked at her, you know?
Yeah.
So, this is so natural, it's just in the moment. There's no like, oh God, I shouldn't have honked at her. That was, no, she almost hit me.
Yeah,
Honking was appropriate.
totally. Yeah, it's just impulse. It's like immediate, like whatever's appearing is, and it's on autopilot too. There's no one in control of it, just like the dream at night is just spontaneously happening. No doer, no controller. And it's out of control. It's like you haven't, there's no control over what's happening.
Yeah, and right, just like this, right? A dream at night has no beginning or end. It just picks up in the middle of the show.
And yeah, like starting the movie in the middle of the scene.
Same
Yeah, scene.
here. It's like there's no past
Yeah.
to us doing
Uh-uh.
this video together. There was just a resonance, we could say in a story. We're like, hey, you want to do a video? Yeah, let's do a video together.
Yeah.
Cool.
But that didn't even happen. It's just
No,
this.
where is
It's
it
so
now?
cool.
I don't see it.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's so simple. It's so immediate.
It's so
It's
already.
it's so already. I love that word. Yeah. It's so beautiful. It's home. It's home.
Yeah. Nkosi does, I think he does a weekly one-on-one Zoom with a guy named Charles. And Charles,
Hmm.
so he just submitted Nkosi a new video of theirs together. Like it's like almost an hour, I think. And but Charles obviously titles them because his newest Nkosi video, which I posted in, my non-duality community on Facebook, the title is Make America Great Again.
Oh my God, I gotta watch that one.
Yeah,
I subscribe to Charles's channel and we've chatted on Facebook Messenger. He
oh,
actually
oh,
lives in North Carolina, 3 hours from me. I
oh,
was like, come have tea sometime.
oh, great.
Um, yeah, I love their talks and I love that he transcribes it too in the description, the words are in, yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, but I just laughed when I saw the title. I go, well, there's a title that's not in Kosi's words.
Oh, I know. That one will stick out too.
Yeah,
Like
but it's still this. I still had to love it. Well, one, because it's in Kosi, but even Make America Great Again is this.
it is this, yeah. And where's America? I don't see it. It's so funny because I was just talking to my son earlier about this. Like the world is so obviously just an idea and imagination because no one has actually experienced a world, a whole thing called the world. It's just you've like if you travel somewhere, it's just an airplane seat, a road, a street when you arrive, and then a building, and that's the country. What's the world? What's America? It's just a street with some houses. Oh, it's so fun. I love it.
It's like you know, when all the labels, like how like when labels get old, like if you have a post-it and it gets really old, it starts to lose its stickiness, after
Hmm.
time. So it's like you've got this world with all these labels, and then the labels like begin to fall off, and
That's cool. Oh, I like that analogy.
and they're not replaced. And pretty soon there's just a few. And like 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 you can begin to like, oh fuck, that's a label to like the things you didn't think were labels, like mountain.
Yeah, it's amazing. And the label can have infinite meaning. It's not limited meaning. It's alive. It's now. It's immediate. It's, yeah.
Well, and look how the words change, the way they're used. You could say he's really cooking, like he's really doing it well, or no, he's really cooking. He's making a sausage, you know?
Yeah.
Like we don't notice that the words are malleable.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're so cool. And they're clues as well. I have a friend in Africa who who is obsessed with the etymology, and he picks it all apart, the word, and he blows my mind every time. He's because it's all screaming it. Every word is every,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
Yeah.
and the funny thing is you've never seen like you can't find a word.
Mm-mm.
Like we're saying like these sounds. It's like that's why it's like all of a sudden it's like an orchestra. Like
Yeah.
everything's an instrument. Like
Yeah.
even
It's all
the
music.
microwave is an
Mm-hmm.
instrument. Every when I say everything, I mean like a drop of water, like clearing your throat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all music. It's all harmonics and frequency, and um all singing the same song in different tones, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a full orchestra.
Yeah, it is.
It has all of the play, the instruments you don't like, the ones you
Oh,
do.
I know. The
Yeah.
one that, oh my God, I have these laughing attacks that happen like in the most inappropriate times. Like it's awful. Like, for example, my kid had um a violin recital when they were little. And you know how that sounds. It's like horrendous. It's like screeching. And the place was full, and it was like in a church where there was pews, and I was shaking the whole pew from laughing, and the shaking was making everyone look at me. So then that made it worse.
Oh
And so then I couldn't stop laughing and I couldn't move. I was paralyzed.
my God,
I couldn't get up
Jenny,
to
you're
get
the
out of there.
you're the type that would laugh at a funeral.
I am. I've done that.
I,
It's
it
oh my
is.
God.
It is. Well, because here there's such a like obviousness that the funeral is not for the departed. It has nothing to do
No.
with the departed.
No. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's beautiful. Yeah, it's so amazing. Mm, it's all for fun. It's just, and it is a comedy
You
that
know,
appears as a tragedy sometimes.
and there's a real appreciation here. Like it's not just words. There's a real knowing that this will come to an end.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a humbling. That's it's like becomes a privilege.
Yeah, every breath is just precious. It
Exactly.
is. It is precious. This life is just amazing. This life is amazing. It's just, and there's a being in love with the characters,
Hmm.
and not wanting them to leave. Like
Yeah.
my mom, it's so obvious she's an idea, a beautiful idea in the imagination, but I love that idea. I want to keep that idea.
Yeah, beautiful. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like how this can cherish.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're free to do that. Like if you really like somebody, and maybe, they go away and you miss them.
Mm-hmm.
Like suddenly there's just such a beauty to
Oh,
that.
I know.
It's like, oh God, yeah, favorites, having your favorite song, you know,
Yeah,
in love with, oh,
totally. And the memory of it and the information of it. Yeah. Yeah, like that saying that it makes the heart grow fonder, like that space. It's interesting. And then you only see the beauty. Mm.
man, this was so great, Jenny.
Oh, yeah.
I was so looking forward to this. I'm so glad that,
Me too.
yeah, yay.
Me too. We can do it again. in the, you know,
Yeah,
in
I
the
was thinking
now.
that. I was thinking
Mm-hmm.
that, like doing like another one, and like, because I'm sure there's going to be topics and things that will come up, you know.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, I love to me it's like magic kind of what you do. Like the deconstruction is in a way it's like a magic trick because like so that you're seeing something at a certain angle and it's
Mm-hmm.
like that's the way it is. And then along comes Jenny with her little stories and just and suddenly you're like, holy shit, it's not exactly what I thought it was.
Oh, that's amazing. Yay, thank you. Wow. That's so cool to hear it that way. I haven't heard it, the deconstructing part. That's really cool. Yeah. It's like yeah, like singularity sees itself through what it's not, duality. You know, it's like the negating or the seeing it for what it is or what's like like the magician figuring out the tricks or what's behind the curtain, you know. What's the
Well, you would never suspect that you're the magician.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
It's amazing. It's genius. It's so
It
genius.
is
It's
to fall for
unbelievable.
your own tricks.
Yeah.
Ah,
How sweet. Because there's no
that's brilliant.
separation. There's not two.
Totally. Wow. Yay!
Yay. So fun. Okay, well, listen, hopefully this will come out. If you need it, I'll send it to you and we can put it on our channels. And
Oh, yes. Thank you.
yeah, it's so great meeting you, sister.
So great. Mwah! Yay, brother.
Mm.
Love you.
Have a
We'll
great
talk
rest of your
soon.
day. Thanks.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.